Welcome back, everybody. We are still working on our Prima Spring Farmhouse albums, and we've been concentrating on this square album that has all the embellishments. And it's time to work on the cover, and as you can see, I've laid out some flowers. And all along I had intended to put a lot of flowers on this cover, even more than what you see here. But as I laid out different designs with a lot of flowers, I didn't. And I mean, for me, this is a lot of flowers already, but when I had even more of them, I felt like I was hiding the beauty of the album, which is something I tend to feel like a lot. I don't usually embellish my covers heavily. I have, but I don't usually. But in any case, so this is the final design that I came up with. And these are all Prima flowers. And I've got them pretty much where I want them, so I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac, which I'm running out of, to place them down. And they have, I mean, I think this is paper, and I could probably use my art glitter glue. And actually, now that I think about it, I think I will. Hang on, let me switch to art glitter. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to attach them on this outer section as much as I can so that a photo could still be slid under them if somebody wanted to do that. And get that one down. I just want to form a very shallow arc here across the bottom. This one's got some sticky stuff on it from when it was in its packaging. I guess I could leave. Get that tacked down. I'm doing this first, and then we're going to make one of those embellished paper clips that I showed you in the last video. And I have done a flip through and added a couple things to the inside of the album, but not as much as I anticipated adding. I just felt like by the time we got all those inserts in there, it doesn't really need much more. Tuck that one there. Okay, let's tuck this one in. And I'm really just putting glue in the middle of the flowers so that they still have some dimensionality. Is that a word? Dimension. Okay, let's see how does that look. Oops, I forgot those weren't glued. Okay, then we have those three up there. And then before I put those down, I'm wondering, I might put a little jewel in the corners of this. However, I think I only have, let me see, they're not very sticky, so I can just put them down. Do a pair. And would I be gilding the lily if I do that? Or is that really an issue with this album? I mean, kind of that's the point of this album, isn't it? To gild the lily. Hang on, I'm going to stand up where I can get a better view. The album is tilted this way a little bit because it's so chunky. So it looks a little crooked, but it's not. It's just tilted. No, I think I'll leave them off because we do want to be able to put a picture there. But it's a thought, and if you like them, go ahead and put them on. These are from the Prima Misty Rose collection. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot. I've got all these chipboards, and I haven't used hardly any of them. I'm not sure I will, actually, because I don't have too many places to put them. But I'm going to put them over there so I don't forget I've got them. All right, let's do these flowers. just wanted to balance the weight of all those flowers on the bottom by putting a few up on the top. All right, it's looking pretty. And I've had to adjust the closure. It wouldn't fit anymore. So I'm just going to retie that. That's why you want to leave yourself plenty of ribbon from the beginning when you're doing something this chunky. There. Now, let's take a look at these. Is there anything? There's I love this, and I've been trying to find a spot for it. And I think I have a spot for it, but until I decide on the picture that I put there, I don't know if it's going to work. But this is a chipboard version, and I wonder if it wouldn't look good there. But again, that's going to interfere with putting a picture there. You know, it might be something to put on after, or something to tuck down here under the flowers, and then the picture would just have to fit. And I kind of like the way that looks. Actually, I like the way that looks a lot. But let's wait. Let's let the flowers dry. I'm going to set that aside. Set those aside. And actually, we're going to set the book aside. And let's do a paper clip. All right. Now, all you need for this is just a few scraps and some glue and, you know, whatever you want to work with. And let me clean up a little bit. I want to get rid of all my corner chompers out, and I don't need them right now. Set those aside. And I've got a whole pile. You can't see, well, I just dropped one of them off camera. Little scraps. Okay. And these are perfect for doing these paper clips. What you need to do with your paper clip is, all right, let me see if you can see. And again, you've probably made these, they're very popular. But you'll note there's one end of the paper clip that's smooth all the way, and the other, or side I should say, the other side is not smooth. It has this piece. This is the side where we're going to hang all of our embellishments off of. And one thing you need to keep in mind when you're making these paper clips is they're directional. You're not going to be able to turn it. So if you're holding your paper clip like this with your opening and your little loop here, it's going to have to go on your page or your tag, or wherever you're going to put it, in this direction. If you flip it over this way so that this loop is here, it's going to have to go on your page that way. And the last one I made went that way, so I'm going to turn this one around. So smooth on the bottom and the loop facing the left. Of course, you can do it whatever way you like. And I'm just gonna grab one of my scraps. Let's see. I'm looking to see what's on the back. That's a baby, because it will show a little bit whatever's on the back. Let's pull that little piece out, because that'll be handy. And this is what I used on the one that I made before, but I could turn it around. The only thing is it's going to be upside down. And it is kind of directional. I might want to make a little tag or something out of that. We'll see. I still don't like that print very much. Going through the scraps, just trying to decide. Let's see. This would be cute. Okay. So, just cutting off the top. I don't have to be neat about it because it's not going to matter in the end. And you don't really have to measure. I didn't on the other one, but you want it about 1.5 inches wide. This is much longer than we need, but you're going to take your, insert it in your paper clip so that it's, so here's the long bar, And you're going to fold it over, and I like that butterfly, so I'm going to try and preserve that butterfly. They don't have to be even front to back. And just fold it over. And there's lots of ways you can secure this. You can use a tiny attacher and staple it, but I'm going to glue it, but I'm not going to worry about it yet. And I'm going to trim the bottom. You can do this however you like, but I'm just going to trim it into a flag. Okay. And then on the back, I think I'll just leave it flat for now. Okay, so we have that. And you know what, let's go ahead and glue it, because I know that I don't need to put anything else under it. We'll layer some things on top of it, but and I'm just putting a little glue here at the top. Okay. I should probably have inked that. Oh well, not too late. I'll just go through and ink it now. Then, on top of that, you want to put something narrow, and I have this. This is what I used on the other paper clip. And it makes a nice contrast, but because the piece is short, I'm just folding over a little tab on the back, and we'll see if we want to use it. All right, and that's just going to go in right on top, like that. And then, on top of that, we have this piece, which we can do. So you can see we're just layering. Looking over here, I've got this piece too with the flowers. I think I might like that better. I think that's what I used on the other one, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Alright, so that's the one I made before, and I did use that same piece, but that's okay. This is a different section of it. Alright. So I kind of want to make that one a little long. So we'll fold that about there. And you can see, again, I'm just eyeballing. And this one I think I'll cut since I tore that one. I'm just pulling this one out so I can ink it. Slide that one there, and need to get this one under that little piece. And didn't actually intend to make this one identical to the other one, but no, it's not really identical. That's very similar. Alright, so if we do that, that looks good. And let's see, the other one had, just so you know, it had a little thing like this. I think it says home on the other one. I do have this one, which goes, you know, it hangs off the side, but I'm okay with that, but I do think I like the shorter one. We also have these butterflies. One of those might be pretty instead, or with. Not sure nest actually makes sense with butterflies, but some things over. That's all. I like that one. It's a little bright for what we're doing, I think. If we do decide to use a butterfly, maybe just a flower like we used on the other one, but a bigger flower. I've got a lot of them. That's too plain. That's too dimensional. And something a little bit flatter. Well, that's pretty. Okay. Let's do that. All right, so let's get these glued down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in that area where they're going to be. Press down, and then same here, and just put a little glue right on it. And press it down. And then I'm going to turn it over and put a little glue there, or a lot of glue if you're like me. I'll just straighten that a little bit. There we go. And I'm just going to clean my bottle. It's getting a little gunky. Okay. So you can see how easy that is. And then we just have a base now where we can put our flower and our little sign or sentiment or whatever you want to put. We could even put some seam binding on it. Let's see. Where's my seam binding? Thinking maybe slide some seam binding up underneath just to add another dimension to wrap it around it. That might be pretty. Don't want to interfere with the actual paper clip working. You know what we could do? We could use maybe the seam binding. I've got keys, but I think my keys are all really big. These. That's not too big. That would be pretty. I might have to glue it though. I was thinking of tying it like over here, but I don't think that would look good, but I could just glue it. Yeah. All right, so let's do the nest first, because that I was going to put on the bottom. Just give it a touch of ink. Oops. We're going to have to let this dry for a while, because whenever you try to glue those metal pieces down and all I have to do it is Fabri-Tac, it takes a while to dry. So we'll just put nest right there. Okay. And then let's do the key right there. Still wondering if there's a way to tie it on. I don't think there is. So we're going to use some Fabri-Tac for that. Hopefully we don't make a mess of it. I'm just running Fabri-Tac right down the middle of this key. And a little bit to the outer edges. It dries clear, so I'm not too worried about it being too messy. Although don't put too much. Okay, that's there. And that's going to take a while, I think, to dry, but we'll see. Let's turn it that way. And then we have this flower, which I will use my art glitter glue on, because it's paper, this flower. It's not a silk one. And I'm going to overlap the top of the key with that a little bit. Okay, and I think that's really pretty, but it definitely needs to dry. So let me set this aside in a safe spot to dry for a while. All right. And hopefully our flowers have dried. All right, I'm just going to move a lot of this stuff off to the side. These were the bases that the flowers came on. I've got them upside down. We might find some use for those, maybe in the other book, given their shape. All right, so let's bring our book back and see where we're at. So there's our cover, which is very pretty, and I don't think it needs any more. I'm going to be a little gentle. So here I just took one of the embellishments from the ephemera pack and glued it just on one edge and tucked a few of the other pieces from the ephemera pack into it. And of course you've seen all these tags. I don't think I mentioned to you last time, you might have noticed it, I did make one side pocket insert that I matted. And these are 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 with 5 1/2 by 5 1/2 mats. Just so you could see how they were. I didn't want to wait for my next order of this brown to come in. Okay, we'll do a full walkthrough of this, but here's our other tag. You can see I put these two pieces from the ephemera pack. This one's overlapping a little and then layered that on top. Every time I tried to put something on top of either of these places, I just didn't like it, so I left it off. And here's our tag with our paper clip and some other tags behind. And again, I'm going to do those graphic 45 tags later when I get the die. And here's these, and I still have to mat a few things in here, but they're fine. I think you've seen all of this. I didn't add anything here. Here, this is our photo frame, and I thought, and I haven't decided yet, kind of trying to be careful because I'm not sure how dry the other is. Let me pull this out. So, I thought about maybe just putting a flower or something, but every time I try to put something there, it just looks like, kind of like it doesn't belong. So I think I'm just going to leave it. But one thing that I thought might work there was this, which I like a lot, but it doesn't quite fit. And then we may use this version on the cover, and I think we probably will. On the back, this is just our layered frame, or layered mat, I should say. This also looked very nice if you wanted to put that there. This would be a nice spot for a wedding photo, because it says, "Grow old with me, the best is yet to come." Here's our inserts, and here I put this little sentiment that says, "Take me home." And this one, even though this says the "We are simply blessed," I liked the way it looked on here a lot, so I put it there anyway, so they're kind of the same, but that's okay. I hope you can see all that. So I'm going to go back to the cover, and I keep coming back to this, and I quite like it, so I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And I don't think it really needs inking, but I will on the sides. Just, it's pretty dark on the sides already, and I don't want to use my usual black Sharpie on this brown piece. Okay, and we are just going to tuck this, set it up on its edge, and I'm just tucking it slightly underneath those flowers. Whoop, got glue on the front, it's okay. Just sliding it down a little bit. Yep, that's good. Pretty, I like that. Now, I still have all these chipboard pieces. I'm certainly not going to put them on the cover. The cover's good enough. I really don't think I need them on the inside either, at least not on this album. All right, so let's set this album aside. I want to call that basically done, except for those few mats that I need to add. So let's pull this one back. And I'm not going to add any more to the cover. I'm just going to leave it plain. Remember, that's kind of our theme with this one. Now let's see. Now, this is the one I kept trying to use on the other album without finding a place. But we might find a place here. Like this, if you remember, I intend to put a photograph, and I have it here somewhere. All right, I'm not sure what I did with it. I tucked it off. Oh, there it is. Of my grandparents. You know, so that's a possibility. Let's see. Or something like that. Doesn't show up very well though. Let's see what we have here. This is kind of a nice sentiment given how charming the photo is. It just says simply loved. Yes. Right. So we're going to center that just below the mat. Okay, and again that photo is going to go there. And let's see. So I've just got some mats in here. And see, that looks pretty as is. I don't really want to add anything. The whole point of this album is that I was not going to embellish it, but we may have a couple of pieces we want to do. I still have to mat a few of these little tags. But essentially, that one got bent. I'm not seeing anywhere where I want to add anything. You know, this album is supposed to be the polar opposite of the other album. Super simple. So I think we're going to leave this. Like I said, I've got a few mats to add, or mats, you know, some inserts to mat, but that's about it. All right, so we are done with our books, which are very different right now. We have our very plain and simple book. And I'll just tacked that photo in there. Oops. All right. There we go. It's just got a little temporary adhesive behind it just to keep it there until I print the real photo. Very simple. There's the tags that are finished. All right. And then we have our very over-the-top, crazy chunky book that's just jam-packed full of things. All right, and there is our paper clip that we made together. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this series. I hope you make one or both of these books. So thank you so much for watching. This has probably been a long series. I'm not sure. I've shot a lot of hours of video, so we'll see. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I have a new project coming up that is a Graphic 45 project as a design team project for Country Craft Creations, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a little bit different, and I guess that's it. So thank you again for watching another one of my series. I've had a great time making it, and I hope you do too. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.